Hello and welcome to Nick's Allotment Diary.
So here we are at John's Cuckoopatch allotment. So as you can see, we've just come up the hill from down by the river, and we're coming up to John's plot. So hello John.
Hello Nick.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing around your allotment today.
Yeah, okay.
So do you want to start and show us
right, okay,
a little bit about your plot?
We're right up the edge now of plot M12. So this side is M12 and this is M9. So as you can see, quite a bit of work has been done in M12 over since August when I first took the plots. And last Monday, me and Cam came down and we did a bit of weeding. As you can see, we've got about 3 or 4 varieties of garlic, hard and soft neck varieties. But I don't know offhand what they are without looking at the tags, so I can't see them.
That's all right.
Just for now. In this particular bed here, we've got onions. We've got white onions, and also we've got red onions. But the red onions are slow coming up again.
And what are these here? These look like beans or some variety.
Yeah, they are beans. They're called field beans. They're a green manure. So I put the green manure field beans in this particular end of bed here, and in the bed over there.
Yeah.
That bed with the field beans in will be butternut squash in the future and 3 courgette plants along the front of it. This bed here will be, with the field beans in this bed, will be potatoes, as the bed over there, which will be potatoes again. I've got 2 beds covered up.
Can I just ask you, John, what type of potatoes? Have you got plans of what potatoes you're actually going to plant?
Is it the blight-resistant
Sarpomeras?
Sarpomeras, yes.
Yeah.
I've got Charlotte potatoes.
Yeah.
I think that's about it at the moment until I get some more.
And how are you going to plant them direct into the beds, or are you thinking about doing them in buckets?
Well, I'm going to plant them direct into the beds, the ones I've got at home, and some of them will be in buckets back in the little garden, at the little plot at the bottom of my garden where the polytunnel is.
Yeah, great.
So so that's the potatoes in that bed over there, this bed, and it looks like where I've got the 2 beds covered up, they've been covered up now for a couple of months. May have to have potatoes in those 2 beds as well.
Yeah.
In this particular bed here, we've got aqua dulce broad beans. These have been in since October, and the reason I've grown them in October is because with them chances of them growing beans earlier on in the season, May time. So I don't sort of have any problems with the black fly.
Yes.
With them being grown later on in the season.
Yeah.
But after the green beans, the broad beans are finished, I'm probably going to be putting garden peas in these beds or something like that. That's going to go into the ground a bit later.
Yeah. Great.
This bed, I've changed my mind again, Nick.
Right.
I was going to have a small fruit tree in this bed here, but now I've decided not to go with the small fruit tree. I'd rather keep all the fruit trees together in S6, which I acquired in November. And this bed now will be the blight-resistant, is it Mountain Magic? Is that one?
Oh, the tomatoes. Yes.
Yeah. And the other blight-resistant tomato, I'm trying to think of it now.
Crimson Crush.
Crimson Crush, that's it.
Yeah.
Crimson Crush and Mountain Magic in this particular bed here, as well as Munchkin Pumpkin from Sarah Raven seeds. And I'm hoping to grow that up against this fence here, as well as the tomatoes. Right, okay, Nick, so we're in front of the picket fence here. We've got a little border here, and what we've got growing in here is different varieties of tulip, and we've got narcissus, and I think I've got allium, which will come later in the spring.
Oh, great.
In this little tiny bed here. After these are finished, I'm going to be planting cosmos in this particular bed. But yes, this is one of 2 ponds which will be in this particular area, which will be a rigid pond, a little wildlife pond as well. So I'm trying to encourage things like damselflies and dragonflies to the site as well. I
Yeah.
have a resident toad called Touchwood who's under a slab
Oh, yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
I've mentioned him a few times in my videos.
Yeah.
So this will be a little wildlife pond. On this side of the picket fence here, before I mention that side of the picket fence, we've got another little border here. We've got the same, we've got narcissus, we've got tulips, and we've got alliums in this little border here.
Yeah.
This, I haven't got anything in here, but I'm planning probably have a couple of 2 or 3 perennial herbs in this particular bed here.
Yeah.
And we've got bulbs in this bed that needs weeding, as you can see, but there's narcissus, tulips, and I think I've got alliums in there, Nick, as well. And this will be another flower bed with probably cosmos and is it Nicotiana alata fragrant cloud, which I'm going to start at home, which is very fragrant and attracts the moths in the evenings as well. So I'll probably try and get 1 or 2 of those plants in this particular area as well.
And sorry, John.
Sorry.
What's that there?
I don't know what that is.
Is it blackberry or?
I'm not sure what that was there when I came, so I'm not so sure on that particular one. It looks like a blackberry, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't know what that is, but it has yellow flowers with very fine petals on in the late summer, and it stayed evergreen right through the winter as well.
Great.
This little area here, as you can see, the little blue shed.
Yeah.
What's going to be running off the blue shed will be a pergola, which will run across the top.
Yeah.
And there'll be 2 posts, one at one end, one at this end.
Yeah.
With a pergola on the top, and I'm hoping to grow a grapevine or passion flower as well, or clematis. And this will be an arch over with a climbing rose as well.
Oh, that'll be nice
in the future. This will be tidied up, and we'll have membrane and wood chip, and there'll be a little patio set in this particular area with maybe a couple of terracotta pots with geraniums or something like that.
Yeah, that'll look nice.
So that's it with Hem 12. I'm going to take you into have a look at plot M9 now. So I've created a bed in this section here. So that has got some well-rotted manure on the top as well.
Yeah.
So I'm undecided on what to do with these particular beds. Maybe I could grow gooseberries and blackberry bushes in this particular area. It's, as you know, it's south-facing. Look at the great views over the meadows.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do with this particular bed yet. This bed has been made over the last couple of days as well, and I've started putting well-rotted manure on these beds as well.
Yeah.
As you can see, I've marked out this particular area here. The same roughly 12 feet times 4 foot bed here as well.
Yeah.
And also a 12 times 4 foot bed in this space here. This side there'll be a couple of 4x4 beds along this section here.
Yeah. Once
all this is gone. This dividing line will be the dividing line between the allotment side of M9 and the garden side of M9, and dividing it will be what they call a chestnut pale fence. They used to be used a lot on the allotments many years ago, but I like the look of them, so there'll be a chestnut pale fence along this side, and probably a small border along the back edge growing things like lettuce and things like that, maybe beetroot and other things like swede and turnips, particularly in this area as well here. And as we step over here, there'll be a little gateway into this section here, and this where it's pegged out is where there's going to be an 8 foot times 6 foot shed. This side of the shed will be, so it's only a small space, but I'm hoping to grow rhubarb. Side of the shed along this back edge will be sunflowers along here. Medium height sunflowers, probably about 6 foot maximum.
Oh, you know, I like my sunflowers.
Yeah, I know. So they'll be about maximum height of hopefully 6 foot, and multi-headed sunflowers. Yeah. And at the back of that, I've got I'm making a bug hotel, which I'm going to have plenty of those on site.
I'm sure you are going to have plenty of.
So there'll be a bug hotel on this side of the shed, and that will provide pollinators for this plot and of course across the communal path to plot M12, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you've got rhubarb here, sunflowers on this side. This will be a border between the gate. There'll be probably a 2-foot bed in the long year, which will have flowers like dahlias and probably miniature sunflowers,
Yeah.
and maybe some of the Nicotiana alata again, which is the highly fragrant tobacco plants.
Yeah. It looks like you've got some daffodils coming up here, John.
Yes.
Just a few there. I can see
there's
there's a bud,
another,
the black one there.
Yeah, that's right. And also there's one here.
Here.
Somewhere.
There's one there.
Hey, that's it. Yeah. There you go.
So what have we got over here, John?
What we've got over here is the third little allotted space, which is S6, and this particular space will house fruit bushes and fruit trees in the future, Nick.
Yeah. And what sort of things are you planning on having?
What we're planning on having is obviously there'll be dwarf varieties, and would be pear trees, apple trees, and maybe a plum tree, but they're not so dwarf. The plum trees, the Victoria plum that I'll be looking at. That would be in this particular space, which would take up half of this little plot.
Yeah.
At one time, it looks as if they've had a greenhouse or a shed on this base, which has got to be tidied up in the future. So I'm hoping to have a little greenhouse on this particular platform here, and probably 4 or 5, is it pallet collars they call them, Nick? I think it is, with strawberries in the future there, and another border along the back of S6, which will be mainly flowers, perennials and annual flowers, and the same between the gate and the far corner. There'll be a border of flowers, and probably wildflowers as well, interspersed with the fruit trees in the spring, and hopefully I can get bluebells as well.
Yeah.
you know, so, and introduce snowdrops and things like that for the spring. So that's about it for the plots at the moment. So yeah,
that's good. So thanks very much, John, for showing us round your plot. I've really enjoyed it.
Brilliant.
It's great to see somebody else's allotment and see it in the flesh.
And it was great to bring you along, Nick, to the site and show you around as well.
Okay.
A lot of hard work ahead, but
yeah,
there you go.
That's all right. I'm sure you don't mind a little bit of hard work.
Absolutely not.
Cheers.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks very much for joining me at John's Allotment. I'll see you again next time.